Welcome back, my dear friends, to my YouTube channel Learn English. First of all, let me take this opportunity to thank you people for giving such a love to my videos, to like my videos as well as subscribing my channel. Today, we are going to learn another poem from 10th standard Kumar Bharati English medium textbook, and the name of the poem is Where the Mind is Without Fear. This particular poem is written by one of the prolific great poet of India, Sir Rabindranath Tagore. Sir Rabindranath Tagore was not only a poet but also a dramatist and novelist. More than that, he was a musician and an educationalist who started a chain of school called Shantiniketan. He became the first non-European poet to get the Nobel Prize for Literature for his anthology called Gitanjali. Anthology means collection of poem, and this particular poem is also taken from the same anthology. Earlier in 1910, this poem was written by Rabindranath Tagore in Bengali, and later he translated it into English. So this was the information about the poet. Now let's go to the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear. Now, as I told, this particular poem was composed in 1910, means it was composed in the pre-independence period. And the title Where the Mind is Without Fear is not just about writing a poem, but it is about the freedom fighting of India also. Somewhere the poet wants two things. This particular poem shows us two things: India before the independence, and or India, what India is and what the poet wants it to be. So this is what the poet Rabindranath Tagore has told in the poem. Next thing, the poet indirectly talks about the challenges faced by Indian people under the British rule, under the shackles of British. And he talked about how to come out of these things, which things will help us to come out of the problems which we are facing. But these problems were not only just physical but some were mental. These problems were related to our religion, related to our superstitions, related to everything which was keeping we people under the shackles of Britishers. Let's see one more thing here before starting with the poem: the significance of the title. The title is very apt one. Why? Because here Rabindranath Tagore has talked about a prayer. He is praying to the God, and he is saying that he invokes God to lead his country towards freedom, which is not only physical but also of mind and spirit. And if once we get the freedom of both physical freedom as well as mind and spirit, then he wants us the whole world to be united, and gives a thought of Vasudeva Kutumbakam here. Now let's start the poem Where the Mind is Without Fear. The first line goes like this: Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Means what? Live here, poet wants us to live a fearless life. Every person must live a fearless life. There must not be any kind of burden on anyone. Where the mind is without fear and the head is held high. Means what? Every person must get his own self-esteem. They should not be under burden of something, burden of anything, let it be of Britishers or any rituals which we people were having. So these things, and here somewhere Rabindranath Tagore also talks about patriotism, because we were under the rule of Britishers and he wants us to be free. So we can call this particular poem as a patriotic poem also. In the next line, what he says: where knowledge is free. I think to be free, knowledge is very important, because it is said knowledge is power, and this power is the original power which will take you towards freedom. And that's why he says that knowledge is free in his country. Why? Because actually at that time knowledge was a a thing which was taken by some particular categories or groups only. Many people were taken away from the knowledge, education. That's why he said here that let knowledge be free, so that all people get knowledge and they will try to get freedom for themselves. They will try to get their self esteem. They will try to create their own identity in the society as well as their country. In the next line, what he says, where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic wall. Once again, this is one of the best line which I feel and I liked a lot. Why? What is mean by narrow domestic walls? That first of all we have to say, because these narrow domestic walls had divided the world into groups, is dividing the group world into the group, and might be it divide the world into the group. So somewhere these lines of Rabindranath Tagore has a very big significance. It's not narrow minded thing, it is about the whole world, and the world is also mentioned by him. So what is narrow domestic walls? Division on the basis of four C's. Which are those four C's? Caste, class, creed, and color. And these things are just happening in the world every time. So caste, color, creed, and class, these things we have to avoid. Sir Rabindranath Tagore said that we should not break the world on the basis of all these things. In addition to these, so many other things are also there. For example, our gender and religion is always a thing which broke we people, and not only the Indian but even the whole world. So we have to get rid of these things. Along with that, superstitions and our traditions are also there which are breaking us. So he says that we should get rid of all these things. Where the world has not broken up into fragments, let the world should not be broken into the fragments. Why? Because these ideas, all these ideas like class, caste, creed, or gender, religion, superstition, or anything you take which are having negativity, these things are very rigid and they will never let us get progress. And that's why Rabindranath Tagore asks us to get rid of all these things and let the world not be broken into fragments. And here once again he is giving us that thought, Vasudeva Kutumbakam, हे विश्वची माझे घर. Let's go to the next line, where the words come out from the depth of truth. Means what? That the words which are coming should come from the bottom of heart. People should not speak lie. They should not boast of their things. Instead, whatever they are talking, that must come from their bottom of heart, and everything must be clear. So where the words come out from the depth of truth, people will speak only truth and nothing else. And here one thing I would like to tell you, that with bad things or with lies we can go ahead, but chances of coming back are very less. And that's why somewhere again Sir Rabindranath Tagore is talking about that we should speak truth and should not speak lie. Next line will go for, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection. What it means? Tireless striving means continuous hard work. And he says that the continuous hard work must be fruitful. You should not stop till the time your hard work gives you success. You don't give excuses, because excuses and success won't go together. If you want success, you forget excuses, and if you give excuses, you forget success. And that's why Sir Rabindranath Tagore says that your tireless striving must be continued till the time it gives you success. Everyone should do the hard work, and I think the our freedom is one of again the best example for that. The people continuously strived for the freedom of India. They never stopped. One another means one moment after another moment they came, and that only was the fruit of their hard work. And that is what Rabindranath Tagore is asking to we people also, that let's continually do the hard work till the time you reach to the perfection. Next line, where the clear stream of reason has not lost its way into the dreary desert sand of the dead habits. This particular line looks little complicated. Let's see what it means. Here, Rabindranath Tagore is comparing two, three things. A very nice metaphor is being used here by Sir Rabindranath Tagore, where the clear stream of reason means what? Our logical thinking must be clear like water, crystal clear. It must be crystal clear, where the clear stream of reason is compared with stream, and which is very clear. So he says that the logical thinking is compared with the clear stream. It means that whatever people think, it must be crystal clear. And next, what he has done, he has compared the old tradition, that are our dead habits. Old tradition, again we can consider all the things like rituals, customs, superstitions, all these harmful things, with the dairy desert land. And this dairy desert land is nothing but the gloomy atmosphere, dreadful atmosphere, or harmful atmosphere. So all these bad things, rigid things, has compared with the dairy desert land, and our logical thinking, which may take us to the success, is compared to or compared with the stream. So keep your logical thinking clear like a stream, and make your rituals, your dead habits, and forget them, because they are like dairy desert land where nobody will like to live. So why to keep these things with you? Let's go to the last two lines, where the mind is laid forward by thee. If you pay attention, the word thee, which comes at the end of the sentence, is written also in the capital letter, first capital letter. Why? Because this particular word is used to God, used for God, and that's why it is written in capital letter. So make sure that whenever you are using any word for God, any pronoun for God, it must be, its first letter must be capital. So where the mind is laid forward by thee means what? Once again, the poet invokes God, that take the people to somewhere where they will be free, where they will be free from all the things which are mentioned over, where he wants that the people must have modern outlook, and thoughts must be converted into actions. And that's why, for doing all these things, poet wishes or request or praise God that you lead our people. If you lead, if the leader is the best, definitely the team is going to work very hard. That's why poet request or praise God that you lead our team, you lead the people of my country. And in the last line, poet says that into the haven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. Into the haven of freedom, my father. Here directly poet is talking with God. He calls poet as his God as his father, and says that let my country awake into the heaven. Which heaven? Heaven of freedom. Heaven, definitely it is our just thinking, the concept, but heaven is which thing, where every person can do anything. And that Sir Rabindranath Tagore or the poet wants us to achieve, that we must get the freedom of heaven, where all the things which we have mentioned above, people will be free from all the rigid and bad type of customs. There should be free knowledge. The world must not be broken into fragments on the basis of caste, class, creed, or color. Even people will get rid of superstition, gender equality, means gender, and all those negative things. Where the logical thinking must be clear like water stream, and the dead habits must be given up by the people. So what is there in the poem is that finally he once again talks about the whole world, and says that let the country be awakened into the heaven of freedom. Thank you. I hope you liked my earlier videos also and this video also. So if you like my video, don't forget to subscribe it. Don't forget to hit the bell icon, as well as definitely leave your comments in the comment box. Thanks a lot.